Hello and welcome. I'm so glad that you're joining me today. If you're new here, my name is Danielle. I'm a stay-at-home mom to 4 little kids. I make lots of cleaning and organization videos. If you're interested in that, I would love it if you subscribe to my channel and became part of my YouTube family. Today's video, we're doing a lot of laundry motivation, but we're also trying out 2 new eco-friendly options, soap berries and laundry strips. I will tell you a little bit about both, and then I'm also going to be testing them out and my first impressions. I'll probably do a follow-up video in a month or 2 to see how I've enjoyed them thus far, because your first impressions and lasting impressions, especially with eco-friendly options, are not always the same thing. So there will be a follow-up one as well. The first thing that I'm going to do is gather up all of the laundry throughout the house. I'm going to sort all of it. Now, if I'm doing laundry throughout the week, I try to do one every evening, and then I don't sort the clothes. But if I'm waiting till the weekend, if I forgot maybe one night, or I'm behind on laundry, then I will sort it. And especially for today's video, because I'm doing some of the eco-friendly ones, I want to try it mostly on the baby's clothes just to test it out. So today I'm going to be sorting light, dark, white, my husband's work clothes, and baby clothes. So a lot of sorting to do here. This here is where I keep our loose change from anything that I find in our laundry, but it is not working right now. So you'll see a little bit later in the video here, my son will fix it because all of those coins were jammed there. So he took it apart and fixed it for me. So I'm going to gather up all the laundry around the house and get started. This happens more than I'd like to admit, but I forgot a load of laundry in the dryer, so I'm just going to put it on that freshen up cycle. And then I'm going to take you through some of the laundry products that I've been using recently. Now, I am pretty frugal, so I don't pay much for any of the laundry, and I am definitely not loyal, as you can see by this assortment here. This one's from the dollar store. This one here is a fabric softener that you can spray into the dryer, which I really like, and it's barely scented, which is another big thing for me. This one's a baby laundry detergent for my youngest, if I do sort those ones. A natural bleach, which I'm pretty sure is just hydrogen peroxide, but it was on a great sale, so I tried it out. Regular bleach. The Tide I use for cloth diapers. There's just nothing better for cloth diapers than Tide. The wet ones I use, they're antibacterial ones for anything that I'm cleaning up in the laundry room. The Gain I'm not a huge fan of because it's very scented, but they were on sale for $2.99 and I got $1 cash back for each of them. This Boulder one here I have not tried out, but I am excited to use it because it's the same brand as the fabric softener that I like. And these ones are fragrance-free dryer sheets. I don't use them often. I usually use the wool balls, but I do use those ones every once in a while. And then this one I got the OxyClean in a sample pack. So this is everything that I've been using lately. Now I'm going to go ahead and finish sorting and start on the first load of laundry. The first one that I'm doing is my husband's work stuff, and I'm going to use a stronger detergent with that one because his definitely need it. This Tide bottle was pretty much done, so I'm just going to fill it up with some water and shake it around to get the last of it out and put that into the pre-wash part so that I get to use all of that soapy goodness and then send it for recycling. Now I'm going to try out these soap berries. You can see here that they are organic seedless dried soap berries. So these actually grow on a tree, then they are dried and ready to be used. So I bought these ones in bulk. If it wasn't for COVID, I could have brought my own glass jar and completely minimized packaging altogether, but we just don't live in that kind of a world right now. So to figure out how much we paid for each of these, we're going to take the $4.91 that I got for all of them, and I counted around 50, again, because they're broken, it's a little bit more complicated, but I counted around 50, so we're going to do that, and it ends up being 10 cents per soap berry. Now you can use these 4 to 6 loads, but you also need 4 to 6 of them in each load. So it ends up being around 10 cents a load, which is not bad. Now we're going to talk a little bit about the pros and cons of them. So the pros are that they're fairly cheap, they're compostable, so after you're done with them, you can throw them into the compost, and there's none to minimal packaging. So no packaging would be when I go there and I bring my glass container. Minimal packaging would be when I brought the bag home with me. It's still a lot less packaging than normally you would have with the big laundry containers. And it's also great for sensitive skin because it has no dyes or fragrances, and they're also, because it contains something, the part that makes it a soap is called saponin, and insects are naturally repelled by it, so they don't really need to use pesticides on the soap berries themselves, which is pretty awesome. So it makes them a pretty great choice if you have sensitive skin. I'm going to be testing these out on my baby clothes, and I'm not going to pre-rinse anything. Now when I did research these, it said that you should pre-rinse if there's stains or anything, because it's not like a normal laundry detergent. So just to test it out, I'm not going to rinse anything, and I'm going to try them anyways. And the cons for this one is that you have to use hot water, which takes up a lot more energy, so it's not as eco-friendly as if you could use cold water with it, but still a better option, I think, than the regular ones. So now, because it has a saponin in it, it comes up with a little bit of bubbles, but not much, because when you use the regular soap, the bubbles that are in there, it doesn't mean that it's cleaning better. They put that into our soaps and shampoos and all the other things. I have not done this myself, but I've read that if you soak these in hot water, you can also make your own dish soap, shampoo, hand soap, but it will not suds up the way that you expect it to. So I'm also going to wash my Ergo baby carrier in here. I'm going to put it into, these are actually produce bags, but they work for everything. So I'm going to put the Ergo in one of them, and then I'm going to put the soap berries into the other one. I had originally put the soap berries into the bigger one, forgetting that I needed the bigger one. So I'm going to switch those two around here. Now for a couple fun facts about soap berries. They are actually used around the world, but they are called different things in different areas. The ones that we get here, I was told, are mostly from India, though they are grown in the United States as well, which is kind of neat because I had never really heard of them before. A couple of tips when you're using them that I have read is that you need to have hot water. So when you're washing with them, it has to be hot water. You can alternatively soak them ahead of time so that they are ready to go. Another thing, if you don't have any of these produce bags, you can use a sock. You can soak them in the sock beforehand, and they don't have much of a fragrance. I did notice, because there's no fragrance like the perfumey one, that they had a distinct smell to it on the clothes. It wasn't good or bad, but it was more of a natural smell. So these ones you can use for 4 to 6 loads. The way to tell that if they are done is to squeeze them when they're wet, and if they squeeze out foamy or like a liquid, they can be used again. And if not, you can ideally throw them into the composter. You can use new soap berries for heavier loads of laundry or really dirty loads of laundry, and reuse the lighter ones for lighter clothes, so something that you haven't used a whole lot, or baby clothes. When you're washing a white load of laundry, you can also add a 1/4 cup of baking soda or vinegar for a little bit of extra cleaning power. If you end up not enjoying the smell, you can also add essential oils into it just to give it a little bit of fragrance. Next, I'm going to try out these laundry strips. Now, these ones I bought from a local shop here. They are from a company called True Earth. So I paid $3.60 for 8 of them, which works out to 45 cents a load. So it's a little bit more than the other one. Still not bad. And this one has no packaging. So I went to the store and I bought them in bulk like this. And the packaging was just a brown paper bag. I would have assumed that you just throw the whole sheet into the laundry, but she told me at the store to rip it up like this and put it into the detergent spot in the laundry machine. I was a little bit skeptical, but when I went back to check later, it had completely completely dissolved, so it worked either way. I'm assuming would be fine. So from their website, it says each laundry strip packs ultra concentrated, hypoallergenic, eco-friendly cleaning power into a tiny pre-measured strip of liquidless laundry detergent that you just toss into the wash. Its low sudsing formula will work on all types of wash machines, including high efficiency. So this one also doesn't produce a lot of suds, which is still okay. It doesn't mean that it's not cleaning. Their website does say that I can put it just into the wash. The lady at the store said to rip it up, so this one really is up to you. And these ones are great for, again, anyone who has sensitive skin that doesn't like the fragrances, because this one is paraben free, phosphate free, free of added dyes, free of chlorine bleach. It was free of a bunch of other stuff, and it's also a vegan one that doesn't have any animal-based ingredients or testing on animals by them or their ingredient suppliers. And this one was also manufactured in Canada, which I'm Canadian, so I completely support that. They also claim that they are the laundry detergent that cares about our planet. They have 94% less transportation pollution. Their packaging uses zero plastics, and its lightweight reduces transportation fuel consumption and global warming carbon emissions by 94%. So if this is something that's important to you, it's pretty amazing. Their statistics, I will link their website below, and you can check out the rest of their stats on there. All of the laundry to fold later on in that evening because I was doing other stuff throughout the day. So I also homeschooled the kids. I went out and got groceries in the afternoon, and so I'm unpacking these ones here, and then I'm going to start folding the laundry in a little bit once the kids are all asleep. I was about to fold the laundry in my regular clothes, but I realized it's a Friday night, so why not get more comfortable? So now I'm just going to give a little bit of my first impressions on both of those options. So the first one I did was the soap berries, and those ones were okay. I wasn't a huge fan of the all natural smell. I would have preferred no smell at all, to be honest. And those ones did not clean the baby clothes very well. Like, they seemed clean, but any of the staining, like I had on the one first birthday shirt, there was a smoothie on there, and that one did not come off at all. Now, chances are I could have maybe not come off on the other one as well, or I could have pre-soaked it and that would have been okay, but I was trying to test it out. I did think it cleaned fairly well. I would not use it for anything that's heavily dirty, so any of my my husband's work clothes. I definitely wouldn't use it for cloth diapers. But for the average, if you work in an office and your clothes aren't really dirty, or if the kids are out playing, like their pajamas that aren't really dirty, any of that stuff I think would be more than enough for. Also didn't like that I have to keep track of them. So you have to keep them in that bag and then keep track of how many times you've used them and also where they are. So if you have, we have a cat that likes to play with things like that roll. We also have kids that are normally not in the laundry room, but you know what I mean. I have to keep track of where it is, which I'm not as huge of a fan of. So I probably won't buy these ones again. The laundry strips cleaned really well. They completely dissolved into that laundry tub there. There's zero packaging on them, and they were really easy to store. You could store them into a little Kleenex box or whatever you have on hand there, and they would take up really a very little amount of space. And I found that they cleaned really well. They had a very light scent to them. I wouldn't use it again on anything that's heavily, regular clothes I think would be okay. I wouldn't use it on cloth diapers or any work clothes. But yeah, those were my first impressions. I will probably do another video to summarize once I've used up all of the things that I have there, what I thought of them after using them for a while. If you've made it this far, I hope that you subscribe and join my YouTube family. I hope that you have a lovely day, and I hope this has brought lots of motivation your way. Thanks so much.